Should be working now. Should be working now. So.
Yeah. Yep, it works. David, see live. Super.
Okay, perfect, guys. Hello, how's it going? Sorry for this. Sorry for this delay. It's a classic thing here on the YouTube, and every time I'm trying to do something, that's always like that, right? So good. We are here. Welcome to this webinar. I'm glad that you all coming. That you all are interested in.
Sorry for this delay. It's a classic.
In a prop trading, because I think it's a great chance for everyone who maybe doesn't have a money but is very skilled and want to change their lives, right? So we're gonna have a lot of slides today, so without further ado, let's go through it. I will show you quite important things, right? So first of all, I will tell you a little bit about myself, about my mission journey. We will look if is it possible to succeed or not. I will show you the basics of the CL strategy, and today I will focus on just one specific setup, which is a continuation setup, easy one. I will show you the indicator, journal, backtesting software, how to make it in a trading. I will show you some trade examples, and then we will look to the prop trading, what I'm applying to the prop accounts, what's my goals, and I will show you how we do it in our community. And in the end, I will give you some giveaways. It will be a free 5,000 prop accounts in the crypto prop firm Hiro. I will give you also 1 month of my membership and one-to-one call for the 1 hour or 45 minutes, or how long we will need it to help you get started. All right, so let's get into it. First of all, we will look where I am right now. Recently, I made 1.1 million on a personal accounts. I got around 100K payouts in a prop trading, multiple competitions winner, developed this simple mechanical strategy, which was life-changing for me. And I created powerful journal and created this indicator, right? So do not want to do too much showing off. I will show you some kind of results also in here. 2019, I won the Forex Factory competition. I was #1 in a Darwin X from more than 4,000 traders. Also, for some time, I've been #1 on the MQL5. Now I don't have my accounts connected in there, but I believe they would be still somewhere on there. And yeah, here are some prop firm payouts, right? As you can see, I've been trading mainly in the Hiro recently, because in the past when I've been trading in some Forex prop firms when I was starting, I've been scammed by 3 prop firms, which has basically failed. They basically completely bankrupt, and so I decided that I will not trade on the prop firms anymore, right? So before I show you how I started, this is what I'm talking about here, right? I will show you also something on live results, right? So here are some, here is actually the prop firm accounts, right? So let's show you these ones first, right? So here is recently I decided to go back to the prop trading fully, and here is what I'm basically doing, right? So obviously everything has moved as we had these issues, right? So right now I decided to get funded on the FTMO, so I got 4 100K challenges right now running, and I have a simple plan which I will show you today, right? I have also here in the Hiro basically more than 52K payouts, right? And many basically yeah, it was during last year, right? So basically Hiro was for me a little bit eye-opener in the prop trading space, because it's a solely crypto prop firm, and I've been doing quite well in there. And then I was thinking why I maybe wasn't so successful in the prop trading in a Forex, and I realized that because it's a crypto prop firm, I didn't trade so often. I've been only waiting for a higher probability setups, right? So after a year of making good gains in here, I decided to apply that in Forex trading also, right? So not to try to trade every day, but looking only for a A+ setup, right? And having a specific strategy how to manage the accounts, right? Which I will basically show you, right? And also I want to show you, so this is, this is these accounts, right? So basically the strategy is simple, to look just for a high probability setups, right? Try to get a 2.5% in a month or a week, but here I get some good trades, right? We had good runners, right? So I basically close some of the profits in here, right? As it is as per the plan. And now here is my live account, right? So just not to show you some how I win here, how I win there, I'll show you the real results, right? This is basically a real account what I am showing you in here, right? As you can see, this is all real, right? So yeah, we have this amazing trades which we have running right now, which is this GBP and which is also this euro, right, which we got both of them, right? And they are now running, they are also running on this account, right? So it's like a 10% profit. Obviously you're not gonna do this on a prop firms, right? Because on the personal accounts I will be able to risk much more, right? On the other account I have already closed it today, right? Because it's necessary to take some partials, right? So that's current, right? But I want to show you just the whole history, right? So if we look here, this is the account I started in 2018 with the 3,000 deposit, right? So which not just too much money. And today this account is a 216k profit from 3k, right, in 6 years, right? So another one is basically a similar one. It's this one, right? In here I have made again, this one started in 2018, right? And again another 200k, right, from 5k, 150k withdrawal. And the fourth one is this one, and let's show whole history, right? All history, right? And this one has a 635k profit from 20,000, right? So if you calculated to all together, right, you have a 200k here, 200k here, 600k here, right, which is 1 million, right? So hope you understand that I'm not just some guy who trying to sell you something or whatever, and also I'm not superior to anyone. This is basically possible for every one of you, and I will show you how, right? But it's not that easy, right? It wasn't that easy for me, and I went through the same mistakes as everyone, right? When I've been starting in 2013, I had the debt 30k from my previous business, right? Which was basically in a financial, when I was doing some insurance thing, and basically one company, they did like some kind of a scam, right? So I was starting with the debt, right? Not easy situation, right? I was obviously, as everyone, looking for a shortcuts instead of having a plan for the long-term success. I was jumping from a strategy to strategy. I've been in many forums. Back in the days, there wasn't Discord. Jumping in the telegrams, right, you know, trying to find something. Also in the Facebook, right, spend so much money for the signals, right? Also not being consistent in studies, right? Just being around a trading, right? Trying to find a next easy trade which someone will post somewhere, right? Didn't believe myself, right? Didn't have a journal, not consistently growing myself, right? And leaving, and also one of the biggest mistake was leaving a stable income too soon, right? This is me 10 years ago. I basically decided to go to the Cyprus. My decision was to make it in a trading or nothing, right? So I went to the Cyprus. I get a job in a broker. It was me. I had the charts like this, right? But it wasn't my work, right, to trade. My work was to call the people and trying to convince them to deposit the money into the broker, right, which was something I really hated. But I was able to watch the charts, right, for the whole day, right, which was quite helpful. However, I didn't learn. However, I didn't learn anything in there. Let me just close this, right. However, I didn't learn anything in there, right? So I have to basically develop food, right? So what was next? What's going next right now? We have the community, right? And what I'm trying to do is basically help others to get where I am, right? And it's actually starting to work, right? Yes, Michael, it was my ex. Uh, so that's what we are doing, and this is basically my mission, right? My mission. I was thinking about it for quite some time, and right now, after these 10 years, I'm in a mission, and I was thinking about myself. How would I describe that? And I basically want to be a guy to others I wish I met 11 years ago when I was starting, right? I want to be a guy who can help, who I can ask someone to tell me what's wrong, how should I do this, right? How should I do that, right? What I need, right? And basically, I'm helping that to others by doing daily streams, right? And I'm showing how to being a disciplined trader. I'm providing all the tools to the traders and directing them to the way to the success, right? I'm trying to be available to clarify all the uncertainties and correcting the mistakes, right? Motivating and showing daily life my process 5 times a week. And my goal is to build a best community of same-minded traders, because trust me or not, in these days when everything is online, I actually want to meet people who are doing the same thing, right? But I don't have friends who are the traders, right? So I created a community, and I have you, my friends, right? So that's what we're doing. And now we will look to a strategy, right? So hello, Simon, good to see you. I love this guy, he's always coming. So what's the CLS strategy, right? It's nothing anyhow, I would say, it's not just a thing which I have said that it's CLS, right? As you will see soon, it makes sense, right? So before we go to some strategy and trying to apply some kind of a patterns or whatever, right? Whatever you see people are applying today on the charts, what they're drawing there, right? You need to understand how it's working on the markets, right? Who is there, right? The market participants, what they're doing there, right? It's a hedge funds, big banks, right? Hello, Haritha. Multinational companies, retail traders, which are us, right? Obviously, it's all of us, even those ICT traders who think that they are smart money traders. No, they are also retail traders, right? Pension funds, exchanges, market makers, central banks, right? And whatever these big players, right? And as you can see in here, it's just a few screenshots of the manipulations when they hit record fines for the manipulation size. Barclays, Citibank, JP Morgan, UBS, right? All of them, once they've been fined for a manipulation of the markets, right? It's rigged. It's basically, this is how the game is. And you can see in here, EU fines the banks 344 million in trading scams, right? It's still worth for them to pay these fines, right, and doing these scams. But right now, they actually don't have to, right? Because there is this CLS company. You can Google it, right? I will show you the links. And basically, that's the company who gets all the orders from all of them and then distributes it into the market side. So then you can think, why would they trade against each others when they can trade against us, right? So that's how how this game works, right? And by understanding it, that they're using this company for that, right? Maybe owned by Rothschilds, we don't know, and it's not actually all important, but it brings them all together, right? And if we understand how they work, what they need to do, how they operate, we can actually take advantage of that, right? So how do we know that they are really this smart money, that this is that CLS company, right? Basically, you can look on their website. This is from their website. They trading 7 trillions daily volume, right? I got 6.5 here. It's already updated on their websites. It's 7, right? And they have 75 members, right? So 75 settlement members, right? So 7 trillion. It's a almost whole forex volume. And if you're thinking if they are also in a crypto or something like that, yes, definitely they are, right? So how they works on the daily basis, it's not important to understand it today, right? But there is a specific times when they're working, and I do not want to go too much deep into it today, right? But then it comes into thinking, right? Why would we try to apply in the markets some kind of trend lines, right, like this or like that, right, or whatever, because it's kind of a subjective, right? I can draw a trend line every time a little bit differently, right? And how could I backtest it, right? Then also, why would I draw some cup and handle, right, or some head and shoulders or whatever, maybe whatever patterns are existing, right? Why would I do that if I know that some kind of identity like this CLS is in here, right? They definitely don't trade because this is in there. They're looking for a liquidity, right? And so how we can know that they are basically trading, right? If I tell you that the pattern is basically this, right? It's a magic candle, magic CLS candle, right? Their footprint. So we know that they've been trading because we see a huge candle, right? If you use a volume on the trading, you will see, you know, these small things right here. And on that CLS candle, there mostly will be also a big candle, right? So hello Dave, another great guy, right? So we need to be able to specify these candles, and these candles have some kind of specifics, right? It's mostly coming into above some highs, right? Above some liquidity. It's in some market context, which I will show you later, right? And it can be a daily, weekly, right? 4 hours, also monthly, right? But we do not want to go too much low time frames, right? So this can give us also the bias size. So later, when I've been studying this a little bit more into the details, right, I had amazing aha moments, right? What I have found out that basically CLS as the candles, that's everything. It's market. It's basically not showing you only the pattern where to enter, but it also give you a bias then you trade inside of it another ranges, right? And it still repeats over and over. And once you do that still over and over, you will see some amazing things which you really can't unsee. It can completely change your life, right? So basically what's going on, hello Mike from the Sri Lanka, right? So what's here, right? We have this candle which I have shown you, right? And what's basically happening when such a candle happening and the CLS is trading, we find that big candle, right? Mostly we have some kind of a continuations, right? And in here it comes, right? We need to understand how the market participants are thinking, right? They mostly trying to follow such a big canvas. In this moment, there is a FOMO. They thinking the market will continue, right? And in some specific moments, this is looking really bullish, right? And tempts you to trade on the retest, right? However, if that happens, the traders enter in here, right? And if that candle reverse and close back inside in the range, right, and here will occur a order block on the smaller time frame, we can expect, right, the price coming back into this 50% of that big candle, right? And that's basically the setup, right? There is then another one setup, right? And it's actually easy, right? Everyone can learn this thing, right? If I tell you, you need to find big candle manipulation, right? And then third candle will do this, right? It will be easy, right? If it's that easy, everyone would be billionaire, but it's not just this, right? You need to understand a market context and what's basically happening in here, right? So we need to see basically this happening in somewhere in the markets, right? And as I've been speaking about why actually is this happening, right? So as I said, in specific moment, this candle is looking bullish, right? Those who entered this breakout in here, they mostly put stop loss here, right? And that's it, right? So once that happens, most likely we can see this. And in this short webinar, I will show you something short. Maybe it's not gonna be short. We will see. I will show you something, and it's basically a continuation setup, right? So we need to understand a liquidity. That's the most important thing, right? And that's where it starts to be interesting, right? Because many people are really overcomplicating it, right? They're trying to put some, let's say, moving averages, right? Or draw the trend lines, right? Or do some kind of things and overthinking, right? But it's basically very simple. You need to focus on the candle close, right? So if I have bullish candle and next candle close above the previous day's high, bullish, right? Then the liquidity is here. Market will tends to come here, right? So what I will be doing in that case on the lower time frame, right? Let's say if this is monthly, then on the daily, right? I will be looking to position myself to continuation to reach these highs, right? Because I'm still bullish. But once that candle, this one, gets wicked, right, and we close inside, then the liquidity appears in here, right? So this is for a continuation setups. That will be a setup which I will be explaining today, but there is also a reversal, right? So reversal moment is when we have this candle, right? It can be obviously a bigger candle. The candles will be always different forms. That's why it's sometimes confusing, right? And not a pretty straightforward, because nothing in the trading is a straightforward, right? And here, once this manipulation happens, right, then the liquidity is not on the top anymore, but it's on the bottom, right? And that's actually our situation, right? So you need, today, I will be explaining this continuation setup, but we also need to understand this thing, because we will be looking for trading continuation setup on this bias to this liquidity, but on the lower time frame we will be looking actually for that a reversal setup on the lower time frame to continue up, right? So we always need to understand both, right? But we want to mainly focus on the one, right? Now let's look on the trend definition with the CLS lenses, right? Yes, obviously everyone, as it is in every trading book, right? It's a high, higher low, right? Maybe then higher high, right? Like that, right? It's all fine, right? But what they teach you in that trading books, right? It's basically trading the breakout, trading the breakout, trading the breakout, right? And as you can see in here, you basically would be stopped out, right? Stopped out, right? In here, where you put stop loss here, your target would be too small, then it comes back to your break even, right? So that's not what you like. You want to always understand the CLS, right? And as I said, the CLS is market. You can analyze the higher time frame CLS, right? Which gives you, after that manipulation, the framework, how the market can move, right? And it can move to the 50%, then it can make pullback, right? Into 61.8 FIP, and then continue higher, right? And there is a few sequences how it can move, right? Which is not important right now, but what is important is to understand that basically we want to be looking for buying the lows, right, in the up move, right? Lows in the up move. And if you go to your charts after this webinar, you can basically look into a highs and lows, and you will find out that on the end of every move there is a high volatility on, there is always a higher volatility on the highs and lows, right? Basically CLS can occurring. Why? Well, because the CLS is the operator who basically changes the trend, right, temporarily, and also because they basically catch the traders on the wrong side, right? And they're doing that on the highs and lows, right? So basically, if you focus on this, right, and you using the right concepts to understand where it could be happening, right? So then you have a big advantage, right? And if you put it into a context with these higher time frame ranges, then you trading basically the bias of the higher time frame range, right? Which is basically that, again, that CLS range, right? But big one. And then you trading basically the smaller ranges, right? entering here, right, and trying to hold it like that, right? Obviously, if that's on the monthly and you enter here and you can hold this all the way up, then you are boss, right? But it's difficult, and we as a people, we are tempted to do some action because we have it still connected from that it is always 50% Fibonacci. Yes and no, right? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. That's a little bit deeper, but 50% as a target is a good target, right? So now, as I told you, you want to do these things, you want to be buying here, right? There is obviously a dealing range, right? Known ICT concept, right? But also it's just a Fibo, right? So basically you have a swing, right? And then you have a key level and you want to be buying on a pullbacks, right? So what I want to mention in here is basically not every key level is a valid, right? Because if you have a swing trade, a swing move, then price start to pullbacks and it will give you some kind of breakout or order block or whatever, trend line break or whatever people can see in here, right? And it's not in 50%, right? In other words, in a discount, they quite often use you to get in a trade in here, right? You obviously put your stop loss down here below this swing low, right? And then you are what? Then you are their liquidity. You will be forced, you will be liquidated, right, to sell your positions which you bought in here in a loss, which is a liquidity for them to buy it and then make a real move, right? So I will not overcomplicate this slide too much, right? There is a little bit more if there is a case. Sometimes it's not just around here, but mostly a first liquidity in a discount, but sometimes it makes also a deeper pullback, but it depends on where is the key level, right? So not that difficult, right? And then there you're looking for a model number one, right, which is basically anything else than our range, right, manipulated into a key level, right? And then after the order block you entering, targeting 50% or full range, right? If you all doing this is what I'm drawing to you right now in here. If you're doing that in a higher time frame trend, right, which I'll show you later, then mostly you can be targeting the full range, right? So this, what I drawn you in here, this smaller thing is something which has to be happening in here, right? In here, right? And all of this in the bigger range, and then you have big chance to getting a best trades, right? So right now, obviously you need to understand a key levels, right? I'm not gonna go too deep into a key levels because that would be a whole webinar for that, right? Then we will make some specific one. So I'm touching just the surface of the strategy today, and then we will apply that into a prop trading, right? So I will show you the real plan. But right now, let's look at this, right? So we've been speaking about a continuation, right? So what does it mean? We have a bullish candle, previous day's high, the next candle closing above, right? Then what that means? That means that the liquidity is still here on the top, right? And then you're looking for, on the lower time frame, for a pullback, creation of a CLS candle, manipulation, creation of an order block, right? And then you're targeting not only the CLS high, but also these highs, right? And that's the best setups in my opinion, right? CLS also offering a reversal setups, but it's I would say not difficult, right? I'm not saying that difficult. Like, in the end, it's actually not that difficult. Hello, Roma, right? But this give you a much better risk reward, much better probability because you trading with a higher time frame force, right? So once you determine the liquidity on a daily, you are looking to trade this direction on the lower time frames, right? Lower time frames means a lower time frame CLS, right? It's not gonna be a 15-minute CLS, right? And also I don't recommend even the 1 hour. Always look for the 4 hours CLS ranges. Don't go lower time frame, right? Lower time frames are always dead. There is a lot of manipulations. You would be using a stop, too tight stops, right? 4 hours, big range move is key, right? Now again, same example, right? Always come to the charts and start to look where is a liquidity, where the market is going, right? Don't come to the charts and draw a just a big candle, right? Many of my students have started like that, right? They realize that there is this pattern, right? And they start to looking for this everywhere, right? But if you're missing this concept of a liquidity, you will be making a mistakes, right? So you can no, it's not just swing focus. You can do that on all the time frames, right? It's a market is fractal. You can do that everywhere, right? But swing trade, I will show you that swing trades are the best, right? So basically, in here again, you see candle closing low, another candle closing even lower. This low wasn't taken. Where is the liquidity? Is still here, right? So then you're waiting for a new range to be created in here, right? And it can be also calculated as this candle can be a range, right? Or even just yeah, so that's it. That candle is a range, right? And anyway, you have manipulation of that range, right? Some traders in here, what they doing here or in that moment, right? What they doing when they see the candle like this in here? What is this candle? It's a pin bar, right? It looks like a pin bar. It looks like a reversal candle, right? But no, if it didn't reach a key level, it's still not. Right, so they enter long in here and they put stop losses here, right? So then you're waiting for on the lower time frame for the close inside and you're targeting this low side, and here is a key level, basically the gap, right, in the midpoint of it, right? So that's your key level, and this is still the same thing, right? Very powerful thing, understanding this, right? In here, look, you have a bullish candle, another candle bullish, closing bullish in here. This high was not taken, right? Then then you have this consolidation candle inside, right? How we know it's consolidation? Because this high still wasn't taken. Liquidity is still above, right? But on the lower time frame, you will see this, right? What you will see on the lower time frame, right? Some kind of trend line break, right? Strong candle down, then again some kind of retest, right? So what does it mean, right? Then look what they print in here, right? They go higher and then again strong candle breakout. In here it must go down. I'm selling, right? That's how the people are thinking, right? But you know that if this high wasn't taken in here, it still has to go there, right? So for what is this? This is a false break, false manipulation in here, right? And once the order block is created in this manipulation of this, actually this is a CLS candle in here, right? You can trade this range. Then you enter and you targeting these highs, right? And obviously you can hold it, right? If you have some bigger key level higher, right? And it's in a trend, right? But this is enough. You can trade just this, right? Because if you enter here, you exit here, you put stop below that wick, right? That's a good 2.5 RR trade, right? Another situation, right? Look, candle closing bullish, right? This high not taken, going higher again, bullish candle. This high wasn't taken, right? Then you have candles trading inside, right? This candle can be qualified like a CLS candle. Then you have another inside candle inside of it, right? So what does it mean? What was in this candle happening? Ranging, right? Then you have another candle manipulating, right? And closing inside. So that's your moment, right? Basically candle was manipulated in here, right? Closed inside, and then you have expansion into these highs, right? So this is how these candles are closing. It's your bias. It's telling you where it will go. Then you're waiting for a manipulation on a lower time frame and you position yourself into these highs, right? And then if you look at it here, you can see it clearly, right? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? This is perfect setups when you have a CLS candle and then you have one candle kind of inside, right? It shouldn't be too big, right? It should be like a small one. Then you see that this is accumulation, and then next one is manipulation. Then you have distribution in this trend, right? So yeah, and here another example, right? Still same thing, right? So showing you a few examples now, later I will show you how they've been traded, right? So again, you have bearish candle, next candle close below, right? You see in here, right? This low wasn't taken, so liquidity is still lower, right? Then we're looking for a candles inside here to manipulate. So this candle still can be also as a CLS candle, right? We can see it manipulates in here, right? Goes into a 50%, right? 50% of the range, retrace back, and then sell off, right? So we can see in here, right? This is how it should looks like perfectly. I hope you can see it clearly, right? So from this swing, we measuring, right? Dealing range, right? We have our CLS candle, right? Which is in here, right? Then we have manipulation happening here, right? You have model number one, you targeting 50%, right? Or the liquidity in here. That's what you get a little bit later. And then you have a pullback, right? Retracement 61.8 in here and targeting low. And higher time frame telling you this, you have liquidity and everything like aligns like that, right? So now it's beautiful what I'm showing you in here, right? But obviously, is it just some kind of what is it, right? Is it really possible to trade, right? Look in here. Here's basically the live examples which I called, and they basically worked, right? So and here is how they've been executed, right? Basically this is what we did in our group, right? So we have the range, right? Price went higher, 50%, right? Close some kind of profit, retrace, right? Re-entered, closed another profits, right? Targeting these lows, right? I exited here, right? There was probably some news and I let myself to a little bit manipulate, right? Now let me show you this, right? Just quickly. I click this, grab this chart, it will open that chart for me, right? Obviously right now the chart is somewhere else. Nice, GBP going higher. Right, but we'll look a little bit back and I will find it where it is. Where is it? Okay, probably didn't copy it. Grab this chart. Okay, here it is, right? And now you can see all of my drawings, right? From the historical, right? So look, as I told you, CLS is everything, right? So look, here we have a higher time frame CLS range, right? So this, when it was manipulated in here, it gives me a bias that price will most likely go down, right? And look, when I was trading this range, this thing in here, right? I exited in here, but I had my bias that it will go much lower, right? Look where it was happening, right? You have this higher time frame range, right? And this is what it was telling me. This is what my pattern was telling, but I was trading just this, right? And it was good profits, right? So right now, let's break it down, right? In here, look, right? It is here. Let me take you to the daily, right? And look what was the pattern, right? Look. Bearish close, this low wasn't taken, right? So I got the range, I got the dealing range, right? I need to this be happening above a 50%. I need a key level. I got this manipulation, right? I got, okay, where is it? It's somewhere disappeared. Okay, we are here. Sorry, right? So I got a manipulation, I got an order block, right? Then going down here, then going down here, right? So this was prediction and it was happening in this bigger time frame, right? Obviously, if I hold here, from here to here, like I said on the beginning, right? I would be a boss. But it's not that easy. You don't want to do that, right? Because you don't want to watch the price could be hitting your potential target and then coming all the way back, right? You don't like these pullbacks, right? So that's why we're trading from the range to range, right? And that's how easy it actually can become, right? Look, another example, right? Aussie, right? Also, let's look how it worked, right? It was a little bit ranging, but stop loss still not hit, right? Stop loss was placed higher. and then we went lower, right? Was it possible to trade, or was it just something like this, right? Let's see. Where is it? Okay, we don't have it here. Okay, anyway, let's grab the chart and let's look what was the analysis based on. Okay, it didn't work. I don't know why this. Where are these drawings? Right, okay, they are here. Right, so look again, we have a higher time frame range, right, giving us a bias, right, that we will go lower. Then we have a lower time frame range. That's the one we traded, right? So we're putting it all together as a context, right? So manipulation, and now I have a premise that price will go down here, right? Did it go there actually? Yeah, later it has came exactly in there. Look, right? So if we got real balls and we open it short here and we hold it all the way down here, right? That would be a great profit, right? There was obviously a little bit more ranges, there was a little bit more trades, right? But right now, let's break down again what we've been doing in here, right? So that's the one thing which I want to explain in this webinar. And if this will be the thing you will take from that, right, that will be great, right? So again, you can see that we have the trending down, right? But in here, in this case, the low was taken, right? However, we still traded this down, right? Why? Because in here we have this happening on the beginning of the range, right? So we have the bias, and we knew that this is going to happen, and we had it in a context with the other pairs where it was happening at the same time, like it was on that pound, right? So sometimes you will need to use a little bit of a let's say thinking outside of the box, right? But let's look to another example, right? Here is a Dodge, right? Let's look at how it played, right? See, again, we have the range, manipulation, then price went lower down here, right? Then look what happened. Price exactly reversed up here, and it went somewhere much, much higher, right? But you can see still on the lows, it play out, right? Let's grab this chart. Let's see if it gives us drawings. And it's in here, right? And look, let's look on the daily. Right? So what has happened in here? Look, we have this strong candle closing below these ones, right? But this low wasn't taken, right? So what does it mean? It means that the liquidity is still down here, right? And the end, it was reached, right? So what we're looking for? The range, manipulation, right? Key level, which is this fair value gap, right? And then trading lower down here, right? And it has played out nicely. And again, it has played in that perfect market context with the both models, number 1 and number 2, right? If you look at it in here, okay, where is it here, right? So you can see all right, okay, I don't know what has happened with the charts now. Okay, so we can see how the price made 50% retest, right? And then all the way down, right? And another one, Euro USD, right? Let's check one more, right? Nicely played out down, right? So again, we have the range. Let's grab the chart. Right, and you can see how I again used the same concept, right? Let me show you. Higher time frame range, right? This tells me we will most likely go lower, right? Inside of that, I'm looking for that candles, right? So we have the close. another close. Low wasn't taken, right? So most likely this will be taken. I'm just waiting for a manipulation and a continuation lower, right? So that's what we did in here, right? Again, right? If we go lower time frames, we will see it more better. I hate this on the trading. Every time when I change the time frame and it's a little bit in the history, it takes me somewhere else, right? So in here, manipulation, right? Here is a order block, right? You have the entry in here, 50%, right? Retest, model 2, right? And it's going lower, right? Quite easy, right? Sometimes it's tricky to execute it, right? But again, it was possible, right? Made some good profits in here, right? And did multiple entries. This was actually back in a time when they closed the government, so I've been using a smaller positions, right? But quite nicely traded, right? So it is all possible, and that's all what this is all the trades, right, which we have in journal, and we have many of them, right? Many of these trades, right, and profitable, right? And this is still repeating over and over, right? And if you don't making any mistakes, it's easy to do, right? Here I'll show you August. Here I a little bit over traded and I made a lot of mistakes trading a lot of cross pairs. I am not doing that anymore, and I'm not gonna do that in a prop trading. What I want to focus, which I will show you right now, is kind of trading like this, right? Look at this, right? So many wins, only 2 losses, right? Look what I was trading. Only GBP, Euro, Bitcoin, and dollar and Ethereum, right? So a little bit of the crypto, right? And only GBP, Euro, right? Just trading few pairs and being specialist, not generalist, right? Now let's look here. March, right? Also amazing, right? What I was trading only Euro, GBP, right? Everything related to the dollar and BTC, right? So in the August, what I have seen in here, right? And you can learn from my mistake in here, right? I did this, and look what I've been trading. KJPY, USD Euro GBP, Franc Yen, Aussie NZD, NZD JPY, gold, right? Euro. I mean, this is bullshit, right? This is how you're not gonna succeed in a prop trading. And that's actually what I wanted to tell you here on the beginning, right? Why I've been successful in the Hiro, and why I decided to come back to the prop trading properly and full time, is because in here I was trading just a few pairs, and that's why I've been successful, right? Because if you then look to the overview, which is the feature of my trading journal, which I have fixed finally, we can see in here the success rate, right? And look, on the Bitcoin, quite high success rate. Why? Because I'm focused mainly on a Forex, and in here I take just a best setups, right? And that's what I want to do also in a Forex side. So if look GBP, right? Look Euro, there is a little bit less in here, right? So in a prop trading, you need just a few pairs, right? And you need a less trades. How we know it? Look at my monthly charts here. The November, December, it's not updated yet because I need to fix it here in the trading journal. I also need to fix this thing, right? But I'm still learning with this notion, right? So in here, look, August, I overtraded, right? And I made only 7 RR profit, right? March, only 16 trade, right? 57, but look, the best months, really, 15 trades, 86 risk reward, right? Here, 17 trades, 83, right? So every time when I go above 20, that's quite weird, right? January, quite low, right? So maybe we shouldn't trade January, right? And I know that this year, in the January, I will be trading a little bit less, and also on the August, I will be trading in a little bit less, right? Definitely, these months are not the best ones for the trading. And yeah, okay, let's go back into a presentation. So where is it? Okay, here's the presentation, right? So what I want to tell you, what is very important in here is to having a long-term plan, right? Now, you should screenshot this and do this practice for you, right? Visualize and think about what success means for you in a trading, right? What is your why, and what part of a trading, what part of your life the trading will be, how much you need to earn to feel comfortable, right? You need to have imagination about these things, right? Your imagination cannot be just I want to be rich, I want to have a Lambo, I do not want to go to the work tomorrow, right? You need to really have these things and think about it, right? Then create a realistic plan and the numbers and days how you will grow your prop accounts or the personal accounts, and make a plan for a few years, right? I know most of you don't have it, and I didn't have it also, but this was really big change for me when I realized where I am, where I want to get, and it helped me realize that I need to actually change my identity and that I need to be a different person, right? And also plan when and where you will be learning new materials, journaling, backtesting, and put it into your calendar for the next 6 months, right? This is important, right? This one thing can really change your life, because otherwise you will be thinking, okay, I want to learn trading, but I will learn when I have time. You will never have time, right? There will always be something which will be bothering you and taking you away, right? Also, I want to recommend you this trading audiobook from the Michael Douglas, Trading in a Zone, right? And it helps you to think in a probabilities and a little bit about how to think basically about the trading. But now I want to recommend you one even more important book, right? It has came into my attention recently, and it's this one. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics, right? You can find the audiobook, also you can bought it, and there is an interesting practice, and I suggest you to do this for the next 21 days, right? So for the 30 minutes every day, if you did, once you do this, what I told you in here, right? Once you have all of these things done, then you every day sit for the next 21 days for the 30 minutes, close your eyes and imagine yourself being successful in a trading, and visualize completely how you are doing the things, right? Because you will realize that you will be basically creating your self-image, which is different than yours right now. Because if you're sitting on the charts 10 hours a day, you know, trying to catch everything, right? Try to think how that successful prop firm trader, which you want to be, which we want to be as a team, right? How they behave, right? Successful prop firm trader really don't trade every stupid trade, right? He's really waiting for the setups. He has a system. He is constantly backtesting. He is a journaling, right? Consistently improving yourself, right? So think about that person, visualize that, right? And visualize how you executing, how you succeeding, what type of life you living, right? Do this for the first 10 days, and for the next 11 days, review this every day, right? Exactly as you design it in the beginnings, right? You can't imagine how the brain is amazing mechanism, and it will basically, you will do this imagination, and then when you relaxed, when you not stressed and you're not working, the brain will do the work. It will figure out, right, all the things. Trust me, this is so important, right? Okay, so now you might thinking, okay, this is all nice what you have shown me in here, but how I'm gonna do that, right? I have a work, I have the family, I have responsibilities. Yes, if you have work, it might be a little bit more difficult, right? Definitely transitioning from a work to the trading takes time, because the work mostly takes you this, right? From 9 to 5, maybe from Monday to Friday, right? But here is something I have created. It's called a monk mode. You can go also into my trading view. There is a link, or it's in the Discord. All these things, my research, right? You have to do a little bit sacrifice. It's not gonna be for too long, or you know, I mean, I'm not saying you need to go to the monastery, right? And but if you have work 9 to 5, right, like this, you can do this, right? You can go sleep a little bit earlier, which is 21:30, right? And if you remove the phone, the news scrolling, right, wasting time on the social media, right, you will have much more time. But what you need to do is you need to do on the mornings this meditation, right? As I said in the slide before, right, these 30 minutes, right? These 30 minutes you can do this visualization, right? Then do a backtesting or learning, right? Then read a book. It's important because reading a book will help you to train your focus, right? And then obviously you need to do some workout. It's also important. And if you wake up at the 4 o'clock in the morning, you will have a time to do that, right? But obviously it starts with the successful sleep. So you need to go sleep early at the 21:30, right? And yeah, as you ranking, my friends, you have the weekends. Perfect. On the weekends, you can give more time to work on that project, right? In a flow, which is basically this is your project to become a successful prop firm trader. You can give it a little bit more time, but it's not enough, right? If you schedule your time that on the weekend you will work 10 hours on it, 10 hours on it, and then you will not work on it through the whole week, right? It will not work, right? You need to become obsessed. You need to give it time every day, right? And if you are really in some 9 to 5 job, wake up early because you have time, you have focus, your brain is refreshed. This is where you create it. Then you go to the work and you still thinking about this, right? Because you obsessed to succeed, right? That's how you do that. This will work, right? And I'm telling you, it will definitely work, right? You need to give it some time, right? 2-3 months, right? And it will work. So now, finally, how to pass prop challenge, how to become a prop trader, right? I'm talking like 1 hour. Hope it's not boring, right? Stay with me because now it's become to be really interesting. Okay. First of all, in a prop trading, you need to understand that it's different than a personal trading, than the personal account side. Many people misunderstood the value of the 100K account, right? Because if on the 100K, see here I have some mistakes, right? Because on the 100K account, 10% max drawdown means that you got 10 account, not 10K account, not 100K, right? So if a goal of a 10% to pass in the phase 1, right, while you can risk 10%, it means 100% gain, right? Because if I have to pass 10% and I can risk only 10%, it's same like making 100%, right? And then again, if I have to make in the second phase 5%, while I'm risking 10%, it's same like making a 50%, right? So in total, passing a prop challenge to get funded, it's kind of making 150%, right? Now imagine that most of the traders, they burn their accounts, the whole accounts, quite quickly, and they don't have just a 10%, right? So what's the numbers, right? In the real world, right? Making 150% in the year, right? It means you are superstar trader, right? I'm sorry for these mistakes. I don't know why it makes it here, right? So that's what the prop firms require from you, right? So that's why this business is so profitable, because so many people fails, right? So many people fails in doing that. Because as much as you expose yourself into the risk, into the trades, and you're not selecting the best trades, then you are exposed to make these mistakes, right? And also, making a 100%, 150% to get funded. In reality, you would be making it with the good risk management like a year, right? 150%, you need to you need to gamble a little bit. You need to go higher risk, right? Otherwise, you will be making it 1 year, right? And it's not what you want to do, right? Also, obviously, you need to give it a time, right? You don't expect. Fuck me, I don't know what I wrote it here, right? But you don't expect to pass it in a few trades, right? It will take some time, right? To passing first phase and second phase. It's not gonna be 1 week, right? Yes, there is on the social media you can see these influencers showing I passed it in a free trades. Yeah, he passed it in a free trades, but he also burned another 50 challenges, right? You obviously will fail sometimes, right? It will take some time, but everything what is it about is your risk management, right? We need to adjust it. And I'm sorry for this, right? I don't know why did this happen when we did this, right? So it's different, right? You need to make 150%, right? So that's the first important thing, right? Second thing, it's not straightforward game, right? In that higher trade where I traded, I basically failed maybe 10 to 12 challenges, right? I get funded on maybe 9 of the challenges. Sometimes I traded on some account and then at some point I lost that account, right? Because basically made some mistakes, right? Or get some losing streaks, right? So there's no point to thinking that you will succeed on the first challenge, right? You need to reduce the number and look only for the best setups. That's the only way to do that, right? So as you can see this week, right, as I traded here on this FTMO, right, I traded just this because it was my A plus setup, this euro here, right? On this one, it was this GBP, right? And I closed the trades right now, and I'm not looking to re-enter right now to trade it again. Maybe I will not open anything until the end of the week right now, right? Because I made my target, right? I made 2.6%, right? I need to make, if I make another 4 trades like this, I will pass first challenge, right? Next thing, people want to make a big money, right? Because you have like 100K account, right? And you want to make 10,000. It's bullshit, right? Don't try to grow the percentage gains, right? Grow your capital, right? Grow your capital, not percentage gains, right? Also, don't trade all the accounts at the same time, right? I don't know why the fuck disappeared all these things in here when I've been editing this presentation, but basically don't trade all accounts at the same time, right? Another thing, start with the small 10K account as a practice account, right? Don't go big before you succeed on the small accounts, right? And now, the most important thing, right? 3% gain is a golden profit, right? In the profit space, and it can make you rich, right? So let's run some numbers and I will show you what's my thesis, what's my plan. What's actually something I already practiced in the Hiro, and I want to do it right now also in few more companies, right? So now, if you're risking 0.5% per trade with 1-2 RR, right? To make a 3%, you need 3 wins, right? Because 0.5% and you make 2 times more, it's a 1%, right? So basically you need 3 great trades in a month, right? So what does it mean on the 100K account? 100K account, 3% gain, 80% split, right? So it's a 3,000, they give you 80%, it's a 2,400, which is quite good, right? I mean, that's money which many people works for the whole month, right? But how to make more, right? You want to retire, we want Lambo, right? We want Hublot watches, we want to be really free and successful and trading and traveling, right? How to make more, right? Don't increase the risk, right? Build capital, right? So how you do that? You get another 4 100K challenges, right? You pass them again, it's not gonna be in a month. It will take some time, right? But you will get into 500k, right? Then you can use a copy trading, you know, and you can easily to do that by managing just one account, right? If you decide to trade them all at once, right? Then your 3% gain and 80% profit split is actually 12,000 payout, right? Then if you reinvest it and build it into a 1 million, right? And still doing 3 wins with the 0.5% risk with 1 to 2, right? On the 1 million, you will be making above 20k a month, right? Which is 3%, and it is a 3 trades in a month. This is the numbers. This is fucking amazing, because you buy one challenge around 500, right? It's a 100k, right? And if you make this, you will be taking this out, and it's something like 500% of your initial investment, right? So that's why it is so powerful, right? And can you make this 0.5% 1 to 2 hour trade with this strategy? Yes, I have shown that many times that this is working, right? You just need to look for the best setups and execute just in a moment where it is there, right? And you need to also wait for just the best setups, basically. That's it, right? So how we know that it is a best setups? You need to do a back testing, and you need to understand when it is happening or not, right? And how I get this confidence recently in here, right, is basically here, right? This is this backtesting tool, and I've been running some backtests where I was trying to catch just a best setups, and I'll show you how often they actually occur, right? Because the best setups actually don't occur every day, right? Look here, I will open this, this is the recent backtest, right? And I'll show you just, not the trades right now, but I will show you the analytics, right? And in here, and let's look here, right? So this is some kind of backtest I was running in 2024, right? And look, this is just a euro, right? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 best setups in here, right? This one was lost, right? One setup here, 6 setups, 5 setups. Look in here, it was almost 2 weeks without a trade, right? But why would I force and do any mistakes in here when I know I need just a 3%? I know just that I need just 3 successful trades, right? This is what is important on the prop trading. So it was a 2 weeks without a trade, and then another almost week without a trade. But then when the best setups comes, you're not recovering the mistakes you did in here. You profiting, right? So this is important. Waiting for those best setups, right? Let's continue. Look in here. You start in June. You don't trade for the whole week. You trade on a Friday, Tuesday, Thursday. Then you don't have a trade for the whole week. You have trade on the Friday, and then again Thursday, right? Interesting, right? Why do most of the trades coming on the Thursday? Sorry, here is a Wednesday, right? So there is something which is happening also with the days, right? So in here, look, obviously not every setup will be win, right? You probably made some mistake, but in here, still you would make good gains, right? Okay, here is where I have to continue with it, right? So that's another of those important things which has to be done, right? Basically, trading in the best moments, right? Now, let's look how to do a risk management, right? Which is important. So risk management on a prop trading is different than your personal accounts, right? You need to understand that it is necessary to a little bit exceed the normal risk management. You're not gonna risk because we said, right, that the 100K account, right, with the 10% maximum risk is basically like having a 10K account, right? And if you're really gonna risk 1% from a 10K account, right, then you're gonna risk like 100 per trade, and you will be making like a 200, right? If you make 200 and you need to make a 10,000, which is this 10%, right? You need to make a 50 trades, which is nonsense, right? You don't want to do it like that. So you need to start basically with fixed risk, 0.5% per trade, right? Now, if you lose more than 3%, right, in this first phase, you need to cut your risk percent to the 0.25, right? Then if you make it back to the starting balance, you again go back to the 0.5, right? This is what I've been applying in the higher profile, and it was amazing. This is how you do that, right? If you make 1% gain, you can increase your risk to the 1% per trade. You increasing. Why? Because you want to pass faster. But if you lose that back into the initial balance, right, you again need to decrease to the 0.5%, right? If you make more than 3%, right, then you can also increase, right? But not too much, not to gamble, right? Now, if you lose 3%, you reduce to the 0.25. But if you lose to 5%, you increase risk to the 1%, right? Now you're thinking, why would you increase a risk to the 1% if you are in the loss in here? Well, because this is a first phase, right? I do not want to be trading out from the drawdown for the ages, right? If I'm minus 5%, I increase the risk, and I will either trade it back, right, then to decrease, or I will lose it, right? You need to be able to lose it in here. It's a first phase, right? This is how I start, right? Now, second phase, if you pass the first phase, right? In here, you do not want to gamble so much, right? You need to behave a little bit differently, right? So aim is to keep our time-based opportunity relatively low, right? You do not want to lose second account because you would have to be passing the first phase again, right? So in here, you basically starting with the 0%. Sorry, on the, you have the starting balance, right? You starting with the 0.5, right? If you lose more than 2%, you decrease your risk to the 0.25. Once you trading it back to the starting balance, you can again increase, right? Then if you have more than 2%, right, you can increase to the 1% per trade risk to make those 5%, right, and get funded finally, right? This is important. Now, in the funded account, when we are in here, our main aim is to protect the account and keep it as long as possible, right? As long as possible, and to get a first refund, right? So your starting balance in here is 0.25 to the 0.5, right? If you lose more than 2%, you decrease your risk. If you lose more than 5%, you decrease it even more. You will not be putting it to the 1%, right, as it was in the first phase, but you decrease it like that, and you will be trading as long as possible to get out from this drawdown, right? That's how you behave on the funded account. If you make more than 2%, you can increase your risk, right, a little bit to the 0.5 maybe. And if you make more than 5%, you can also increase your risk, but I suggest you, if you make 5%, withdraw it, take it out, right? Don't try to be hero, don't try to make 20% before you withdraw it. Take it out as soon as it is possible to withdraw it, right? What I do often, again in the higher, I sometimes had just 1-2 trades, right? I make 3-5%, I take it out, right? Why should I keep it in there, right? And yeah, this is possible, right? So again, in here, few more things. I want to give you advice. Don't go big, right? Don't start with the big accounts, 100K accounts, if you don't have well-defined strategy, right? If you don't have a consistent results on your personal account, right? If you don't have your statistical data, win ratio, risk reward, knowing your average like that, right? If you don't have a long-term plan and money for another challenge, because most likely you will lose some challenges. So first start with the 10K, right? 10K account, start it, pass it, right? Take it as your practice, right? This is where you have to start before you go big ones, right? And don't go big if you don't expect the prop trading to solve your situation. It will not, right? It will put you only under the stress, right? You need to be basically a ready trader to do that, right? Now is the question, so we preparation trade. So, but how we know? How do you know that? Check this on that this is only A plus setups. Yeah, A plus setups, my friend. That's exactly this, right? What I've been talking about. What is an A plus setup, right? Basically, the A plus setup is the one which you basically have all of these, right? Where you have a higher time frame range in the bias, right? And then you trade a lower time frame range like that, right? That's A plus setup. That's basically what we did right now in here, right? Let me show you here on a trading view. That's what we had this week, right? In here, look, we have this monthly range, right? We have a higher time frame bias, right? Again, in here, we had this lower time frame range, right? We've been expecting price continue higher, right? And that's what happened, right? That's on the euro, right? Moving higher, moving in the higher time frame range. It's the way how you need to do that, right? You need to practice it, right? You cannot take just some random ranges, right? Same case in here. You have higher time frame range, lower time frame range inside. You have the order block, right? That's high probability in here, right? This is pumping trade, right? And you know where is the liquidity. That's how you start, right? This is high probability for me. And why I'm trading mainly Euro, GBP, Euro and GBP? Because they give me confluence on the dollar index. And I see the same thing happening on the dollar index. Again, higher time frame range, right? In here, creation of the order block, right? Monday range, right? Then expecting above the Monday range manipulation and going lower. Where? Into a discount, into a 50% of that range, right? So, and that's how it goes, right? Above the Monday, that's where we determined our trades, and it's going. That's the trades I've been showing in here, right? You see now they're reversing. Why? Because it's a Thursday and it's mostly could be a reversal, right? So I'm glad I have exited on these accounts, right? So this is how you know it. But obviously, as who's running it? Yeah, practicing and reviewing, right? By knowing this, right? In here, I have a more than 200 trades, right? More than 200 trades taken in here, right? So obviously I have practiced quite a lot, right? But we have in our group challenge that you should practice basically, and here taking a note, right? So you should practice and do the backtest, right? So there's the people who did it and they really transformed into a successful trader, right? So all right, now what's the plan, right? The plan is I'll show you what is my plan right now here, right? So first of all, my plan is to keep crypto prop firm 200K account, right? I want also FTMO max allocation 400K, right? I also want funding pips, another best prop firm, right? There I won't have a 300K max allocation, right? So this is like a 200K, another 700K, it's a 900K and 100K in the iron, my personal accounts, right? So I need to withdraw something and I will be keeping in there. How exactly is set premium discount? Yeah, I'll show you later, right? So this is what I'm planning, right? And that's what we can do in here, right? And that's what we are basically working on also in the community with my people, right? So here I'll show you what we're doing in there. That's how I'm helping the people, right? So basically in the private group, you have my lab where I am actually posting these trades, right, in the advance before they happen. So what I've shown you right now in here on the GBP, right, here is how we have entered it, right? So this is that GBP trade, right, which is right now somewhere in here, right, that pumping one, right? And in the context with the dollar index in here, right? So dollar index did this manipulation, right? And it's all in that bigger range, right? That's A plus setups, not the ranges by itself, right? The whole market context, right? Same was on the euro, right? That euro which I have just shown you in here, right? This is where it started, right? So that's what we're doing in the community. What also we're doing in here is obviously our members chat, right? But other traders are also posting a great trades, right? We have this one, that's Adrian, right? But also other ones understanding the concepts, right? It's easy for them right now. Also, we have basically the full academy, right? That's where you learn all of this. Basically what I have shown you in here is the basics, but in the full academy you have a whole concept, right? Then we have the educational videos, some another videos, important ones, educational posts, right? Here, everything what I'm finding out, because I'm still developing as a trader, what I'm finding out, posting in a private group for the community. People can ask me, we doing the streams daily, every day, right? And here is all the past streams, which then can rewatch. If you don't catch it, you can rewatch it anytime, right? So that's where you learn all of this, my friends, in a detail by seeing someone who, I don't know if I can say that, maybe I already have succeeded in trading. Definitely it's my passion, right? And yeah, so let's look at this right now. Let's look at what we got in here. After this, we're gonna do the giveaway. But what I want to say right now, right? All of this what I have shown you right here today, we're gonna do a discount. If this resonates with you, you can get it today, and it's gonna be until the end of the year for the $5.99, right? It is coming with the 3 months membership to this our community, right? So you can just use a Discord for prop 2026, right? Because as I said, we're gonna be mainly focusing on a prop trading. And also, first 7 people who will buy this product will also get another 3 months into the community, which normally costs 119. They will get it for the 0, right? So today's offer is a $5.99 instead of $7.99 plus 5 months, right, for the first 7 people. Okay, guys, so let's go to the giveaways, right? Remember this, let's go to the giveaways. So where was it? Here. If you want win a giveaway, right? We will do this simple thing, right? So just write some number from 1 to the 50 in a chat, and I will run this spin wheel like this, right? And we will pick up some number, right? So write a number in a chat and we will run this. So we're gonna do this was just testing one, right? So we're gonna do a 3 times 5,000 Hyro giveaway. Then we're gonna do a 1 monthly membership, right? And then we're gonna do a 45 minutes a one-to-one call with me, right? I see some of them are some of them are repeating. If there will be some number which is repeating, we will see what we're gonna do. All right. So everyone has put the number, right? 23. So I see there is a 4. I see 2 times 4. I see 2 times 23. So put different one, guys. Put different one. And I think it should be clear. 13. No one won yet. No one won yet. Okay. So did you change the number, right? From those who are multiple times, right? Okay, guys, so let's start right now. I like this. Okay. 6. Okay, so who has number 6? No one. No one. Okay, so I will be running it again. I will be running it again. Okay, 24. 24. Who's got 24? No one. There's no 24. Okay, let's run again. Guys, do you sending the number? Oh, here. Domim. Yeah, you got it. Domim. Domim got it. Okay, let's hey guys, but I'm seeing, man, this is not fair, right? You sending your number multiple times, right? That's not fair. That's not fair. Okay, so what I do? How I start it? Okay, spin. Make right. Yeah, that's you, my friend. 30. Let's see number 30. Alex, 30. I see it here. Alex. Okay. $5,000. Alex. Okay, so one more time. We have two winners now for another 5,000, man. $50. Did anyone put 50? $50. No one. Yeah, 50 here. Tactical flex. Tactical flex. Tactical flex. Tactical flex. Hey man, this guy Beruk, you are disqualified, man. You have sent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 messages, man, right? It's not fair to others. So you are disqualified. So right now, let's pick up the 1 month membership. 1 month membership in Trading Hunters, right? So let's go. $12. Okay, let's do 12. No. Okay. So 12, no one. Let's go one more time, right? This is fun. $36. So let's see 36. I like this. It's like from some this TV shows, right? There's no one 36. I don't see 36. Bingo! Andras Reboy. Andras Rebolio. So it's 1 month membership. Yeah. And now, the last one, 45 minutes, one-to-one call, right? On a Google Meet, or we will do it as we want to, right? So, good luck, guys. Who I'm going to be speak with? Let's see. 10. Number 10. Who is it? Who is the number 10? Who's the number 10? I don't see any yet. There's no number 10. Tak, let's go one more time. Let's go one more time. $32. This is funny. 32 is... Oh, here. Kit C. Congratulations, my friend. Kit C. Here you are. We have it. Where was it? Yeah, definitely we have it in this chat. See, 1, 2, 1. Winner. Congratulations, my friend. Okay, my friends. So I hope it was kind of at least informational for you, and that it's the motivation for a new year, right? Because this thing, what I'm showing you in here, is not just something, right? Look at here. I mean, what we've been talking about in here, right? This is again, right? The bigger time frame range, lower time frame range in it. You have a higher time frame range bias. You trading lower time frame range manipulation, right? And this is gold, right? So, and it goes, right? If you put it together like that, then I mean, that's magic, right? Yes, we will. There is a messages on a. Yeah, we will do that via the Discord. Please open the Discord, open a ticket in a Discord, right, and send us the screenshot from your YouTube that it's you, and we will manage the how to give you the wins, right? Again in here, right? Higher time frame range, lower time frame range on the edge, right? Perfect setup, right? So this is it, my friends. I hope that you have learned something, and mainly that you got a motivation for next year, right? Because next year we're going to fund at 1 million, and um, I will show you how to do it, and whoever will want to will go with me. Yes, Porsche, guys. Porsche and Lambo and all of these things, right? Okay, so I will stop it in here. Take care. I'll see you in the community. And good luck, my friends. It's end of the year. Definitely think about your New Year's resolution, about what kind of a person you want to be.